one of the most important players on the Las Vegas Raiders roster, may be quietly sending a message to the front office. Left tackle Kolton Miller, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, it's not just about rest or recovery, it's contract related. And while this isn't an official holdout, it's the clearest sign yet that Miller wants to address his deal, and sooner rather than later. Let's break it down. What's up, buddies? Welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cover all AFC West news here on this channel. At 29 years old, Kolton Miller is entering a pivotal moment in his career. His current contract has no guaranteed money left, a rare situation for a left tackle of his caliber. Turning 30 in October 2025, Miller is seeking the long-term security that matches his on-field production. Last season, despite battling a shoulder injury that limited his off-season preparation, he delivered a standout performance. Pro Football Focus graded him at 80.6, ranking him 13th among all tackles in the NFL. Early in 2024, that injury showed Miller allowed 6 sacks in the first 5 weeks, but from week 6 through 18, he was nearly flawless, giving up just 1 sack. That resilience, playing through pain on a deal with 0 guarantees, underscores why Kolton Miller is justified in demanding a new contract. His performance isn't just about stats, it's about proving his worth under pressure. From a strategic standpoint, Miller is the anchor of the Raiders' offensive line. For years, he's protected the blindside through a revolving door of quarterbacks: Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo, and now Geno Smith. He's faced constant change from head coaches to offensive coordinators, yet remains a constant. Miller's durability is remarkable. Most seasons he logs over 1,000 snaps, and even in 2024, when injuries forced him to miss a few games, he still played over 750 snaps. That consistency is gold in a league where offensive line stability is hard to come by. Now consider Geno Smith, the Raiders' new quarterback. In 2024, Smith was sacked 50 times with the Seahawks, but when given time, he's a Pro Bowl talent, throwing 30 touchdowns and just 5 interceptions in 14 indoor games. The Raiders play in an indoor stadium, and with 12 home games in 2025, Miller's protection could unlock Smith's potential. Losing Miller would destabilize the entire offensive structure, a risk the Raiders can't afford, in a season that could define their trajectory. Beyond the field, though, Miller brings something else to the table. Miller's value extends to the locker room, where he's a quiet but powerful leader. A team captain for the past 3 seasons, he leads by example, earning respect in a franchise that's seen plenty of turnover. New head coach Pete Carroll and general manager John Spytek are building a culture of accountability, and Miller fits that mold perfectly. He's known for his humility. Picture a 6'8" tackle showing up to team events in a plain t-shirt, blending in like any other guy. That grounded presence resonates with younger players, providing continuity in a roster that's still finding its identity. I've heard from league insiders that teammates view Miller as the ultimate professional. He shows up, does his job, and goes home. No drama attached. That's the kind of cornerstone you build around. So, with Miller's role clear, what kind of deal are we talking about? Analysts have floated a couple of contract scenarios for Miller. One proposal from Vincent Bonsignore suggests a 2-year, $36 million extension with $27 million guaranteed, keeping Miller in Las Vegas through 2026. Another estimate pushes higher, a 2-year, $41 million deal with $31 million guaranteed. To put that in perspective, the left tackle market has seen recent deals like Dawkins at $20 million and 2 cents per year, and Dan Moore Jr. at $20.5 million annually. Miller, as a top 15 tackle, fits right in that range. The $41 million proposal, averaging $20.5 million per year, feels like the ceiling, ensuring Miller's paid like an elite starter without breaking the bank. A 2-year extension also aligns Miller's contract with key pieces like Smith, Carroll, and defensive star Max Crosby, locking in the Raiders' core through 2027. From a cap perspective, restructuring Miller's current $15.7 million hit could free up space while securing his future. The numbers make sense, but what should the Raiders do strategically? The smart move is to extend Miller, ideally before training camp kicks off in July 2025. Locking him in early avoids the kind of contract drama that can derail a season. The Raiders front office may be tempted to wait until after the April 2025 draft to finalize terms, using the draft to assess tackle depth. But delaying too long risks alienating Miller or forcing rushed negotiations. Trading him, on the other hand, is a non-starter unless a team offers a first-round pick before the draft. And that's unlikely for a 30-year-old tackle, even one of Miller's calibers. A post-draft trade would likely net a second-rounder at best, a poor return for a proven starter. Extending Miller signals commitment to Smith in the offense, setting a tone for a franchise aiming to compete in a loaded AFC West. The film shows Miller's still got plenty in the tank, and his leadership ties the locker room together. The Raiders have a chance to solidify their line and avoid a costly mistake. Now it's about getting the deal done. If you think the Raiders should lock in Kolton Miller before training camp, let me know in the comments.